Right, good afternoon, and thank you very much for joining me again today. This is our third video of today, 27 September 2019. And I want to tell you, as a continuation of what I said in the morning, about the 6 rituals that Robert Mugabe was supposed to perform in 1980 that he did not perform. And this is why Zimbabwe has got so many problems. This is information that is publicly available. I'm going to share the link with you tomorrow after I do the last video. So let's go into the story and then I'll give you my conclusions. In 1971, there was a spirit medium called Nehanda Nyakasikana. And that spirit medium was on the Zimbabwe side. ZANU-PF and the leaders had already crossed over into Zambia, and people like Herbert Chitepo went to a spirit medium in Zambia. And the spirit medium told them that if you don't consult a spirit medium called Nehanda Nyakasikana in Zimbabwe, you are not going to win the war. So Herbert Chitepo sent people, some freedom fighters, at the end of 1971 to go to Zimbabwe and collect the spirit medium called Nehanda Nyakasikana. However, before he even sent the freedom fighters to collect her, she already knew, and she called 4 other spirit mediums. So this was happening on the Zimbabwe side, and these guys were on the Zambia side. And she told these 4 spirit mediums that there's going to be freedom fighters who are coming to collect me. And so they did some rituals at a mountain, I think it was called Mavuradona, to Nyatsimba Mutota. That is who they were doing the ritual to. So when the freedom fighters arrived around 1972, Nehanda Nyakasikana already knew about it, and so she was ready to go. However, she could not walk that distance, so they carried her on a stretcher. And also because she had not eaten for a month. That's what they said. She had not eaten any food. She refused to eat for 1 month. Once they were in Zambia at Chifombo, she then called the leaders together. And the first thing she said was to Chitepo and Tongogara that you guys are not going to see a free Zimbabwe. You are going to die. And after a week, she called everyone again, all the leaders, and said, I'm ready to die. But before I die, there is 6 rituals that you need to perform. She also told them that the war that you have started was supposed to take 3 weeks. She was going to bring a special mist, which was going to confuse the enemy, but only the freedom fighters were going to see. But because they had allowed women into the war, and then they had touched or they had done things with those women during the war was going to take longer. But the 6 rituals that were supposed to be performed finally after Zimbabwe was free, she gave it to them. She gave them the list of what was to be done. But before I give you the rituals, I want to give you 3 other things that Nehanda Nyakasikana had. She had a set of clothes and a staff. And these clothes, some of them she took across to Zambia, and some of them, one of them was supposed to remain on the Zimbabwe side. And that cloth was supposed to fly back by itself, back to where she had been when she left, so her home. There was also a staff, a walking staff, which people up to now are not clear where it is. And then the third thing is there was a boy, a 12-year-old boy, who was supposed to be there whenever all these rituals are performed. And all this information I'm telling you is publicly available. I'm going to share the link with you tomorrow. Now let's go to the 6 rituals or 6 things that were supposed to be done. Number 1, as soon as Zimbabwe attained independence, the country was supposed to be dedicated to the ancestors with the 12-year-old boy present. Number 2, there should be an inauguration of real chiefs by the appointed family. There was a family that was appointed to appoint chiefs in Zimbabwe. That family was supposed to appoint new chiefs, because the chiefs that are there now, most of them are not real. Some of them are colonial. Some of them were put in place by the government in a corrupt manner. Number 3, the new government was supposed to preserve forests and sacred places. So if you go to Zimbabwe now, you see what I mean. Places like Matopos, places like Vic Falls, Kami ruins, all those places, they're in ruins. Chivumani ruins, I showed you last year, Chivumani ruins. It's just lying there derelict. Number 4, you should remove the graves and statues of colonizers. For example, the grave of Rhodes from Matopos, the statue of, I think it's Christopher Columbus at Vic Falls. Those are supposed to be removed. I'm not the one who said it. It was just said by her. Number 5, the inauguration of the Zimbabwe president must be done traditionally and not using Western ways. So that was the 5th thing. Number 6, a ceremony should be held at the Great Zimbabwe. After all this is done, a ceremony should be held at the Great Zimbabwe. That is a final ceremony to inform the ancestors that the war is over, people who passed away in the war, that the war is over, the country is now free. Right, I've given you briefly what was supposed to be done. And these things, according to the guy who was narrating, these people were actually talking to the guy, the 12-year-old boy, is now big. They were talking to him. He was given this assignment to be there when these things were done. However, Mugabe did not do this. Most of the things Mugabe ignored. And that is why, according to the man who was narrating this story, Zimbabwe is in its current state, and it will never be okay until this is fixed. I have a number of conclusions here that I need to reach, and also a number of general statements. I see that many young Zimbabweans are almost afraid to admit where they come from. They're almost afraid to enjoy their identity. A lot of young people think that if you're a Christian, you don't have a background. That's not true. You've got a father, you've got a mother, your mother and father have got a mother and father, and so on. So you have ancestors. Those people are not evil. Those are your ancestors. That's your heritage. So there's nothing wrong with their customs. That's how you grew up. That's how you were born. And most of our young guys, they think that if you talk to your ancestors, you're doing something wrong. There's nothing wrong. The God that you're worshipping and the God that our ancestors were worshipping, same God, no difference. If this war was fought and won because of the guidance of these ancestors, these spirit mediums, the Nehandas, the Chaminukas, there is nothing wrong with following the instructions. You can see all the instructions here. They're harmless. There is nothing wrong with all the things that are here. They were supposed to be done by the presidents. The question is, where is the staff of Nehanda? Where is the cloth? Where are the cloths that were left in Zambia? Those are key questions. The other question is, the chieftainships. Can this current government fix them, since they're using them for political purposes? The Karangas and the Zezurus, these rituals were done by the Zezurus. Can a Karanga now go and do these same rituals? Will it work? And is the boy still alive? What happens if the boy dies before these things are done? So these are the 6 rituals that was supposed to be done by Mugabe as soon as he got into office. Not done. Idi Mnangagwa, is he clean enough to do these rituals? And who is the real Nehanda Nyakasikana as we speak? So I have given you all the information that I have. They are in a long post, and I'm going to find them for you. Tomorrow I'll send you the link. You can look at the story if you have time. But the key information I've provided you. There are 6 key rituals that were supposed to be done by Mugabe that were not done. Now it's up to Mnangagwa to do it. And then tomorrow I'll be back. I want to tell you about the generational curse on Zimbabwe. What is the curse that is on Zimbabwe that makes it keep repeating in a cyclical manner? Or the bad things that have happened before, they keep coming back. There is a generational curse. That will be our last of this series, our last episode of this 3-part series. If you didn't watch the one in the morning, please go ahead and watch it. Amazing stuff that is happening, amazing information. The war of liberation. It is based on the information that was given by a spirit medium, Mbuya Nehanda, Nyakasikana. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and share on this post. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to the Zimbabwe Media YouTube channel.